Today we are going to deal with the topic classification of bacteria in the basis of temperature. On the basis of temperature, microorganisms are divided into three classes. We have psychrophilic organisms, mesophilic organisms, and thermophilic organisms. Let's talk about psychrophilic organisms first. From the prefix psychro, which means cold, psychrophilic organisms are the cold-loving organisms. These organisms are those that grows best at low temperature. They are also called as psychrophiles. Mesophilic, from the prefix meso, which means moderate or middle. Mesophilic organisms now are those organisms which grows best at moderate temperature. They are also called as mesophiles. Thermophilic, from the prefix thermo, which means heat. Thermophilic organisms are the heat-loving organisms. These are the organisms that grows best at high temperature. They are also termed as thermophiles. So now in detail we will deal with it one by one. First is the psychrophilic organisms. As I already told that these are cold-loving organisms, means that they grows best from 0 degree to 20 degrees Celsius. Minimum 0 degree and maximum is 20 degrees centigrade. And the optimum temperature is in between 15 degrees Celsius. What is optimum temperature? This is the temperature which gives organisms their highest growth rates. As we will notice sometimes, although we keep some foods in the refrigerator, the food will also get spoiled. The organisms which spoil the food are known as psychrophilic organisms, because the organisms contain high content of unsaturated fatty acids in their cell wall. They can withstand and grow at cold temperature. An example is Pseudomonas. Certain strains of Pseudomonas can cause spoilage in foods such as dairy, meat, and fish. It can survive at 4 degrees Celsius. Reason behind the putrid smell. Let's move on to the mesophilic organisms. Now these mesophilic organisms, they can grow from 20 to 45 degrees Celsius, with the optimum temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. Several human pathogens as well as human microbiome are considered as mesophiles. It is because the normal body temperature of humans is 37 degrees Celsius. It is also the reason why we use incubators to grow most of the pathogenic bacteria. They are also isolated in both soil and water environments. An example of mesophiles is Salmonella. It is a frequent cause of food poisoning in humans. Salmonella is introduced through contaminated foods and sometimes contact with animals such as birds. It can infect the intestines, causing symptoms ranging from a fever and mild diarrhea to severe dehydration or blood poisoning. Now moving on, we have here thermophilic organisms. These are organisms that grow best at 45 to 75 degrees Celsius. They are basically seen in hot areas such as hot springs. Their optimum temperature for growth is in between 50 to 55 degrees Celsius. They contain enzymes and a higher content of saturated fatty acids in their cell wall. This is the reason why they can survive in hot temperature. An example of thermophiles is Thermus aquaticus.